Good evening and welcome to Sunset News this Tuesday evening.
As always, we bring you news, community stories, economics, weather and sports.
I am Glenna Rashipura.
And I am Diana Master.
Well, getting into the news tonight, the Prosecutor General's office will determine if Police Chief Inspector General Joseph Shikongo will be prosecuted or not for the motor vehicle accident in which he was involved a year ago that claimed 3 lives. This is according to Acting Police Inspector General Major General Anna Marie Nainda, who yesterday told Namibian Sun when asked about the progress of the matter, which has been dragging on for a year. Saturday marked exactly 1 year since the fateful day when Shikongo's white double-cab bakkie collided with a Hyundai hatchback, an accident that claimed the lives of Franz Pombili Ndengu, Sofia Natangwe Ananias, and Stephanus Hafeni Shafa Fifange Lucas. The accident happened at the Indandangu village on the Ondangwa-Oshikango main road at about 1 a.m. with rife allegations of a police cover in terms of how the crime scene was handled. The family members of the deceased have been demanding answers as to what transpired on that fateful day. Over the weekend, the family of the late Ndengu, with the support of the Namibia Economic Freedom Fighters political party members, marched to the Ondangwa police station and handed over a petition in which they continued to ask the question, what happened on that day? They further demanded that Shikongo be relieved of his duties and face prosecution. Why did Shikongo fail to meet with the families of the deceased? Why is the investigation of this accident taking so long to complete? The petition read. Oshana Police Commander Commissioner Nafta Lungameni received the petition, which he said will be forwarded to Nainda, who is the Acting Inspector General. Now, Nainda, during yesterday's interview, indicated that the police legal team will study the petition and address the questions that have been flagged in it. Now, as to the investigation, Nainda said that it has been completed and the docket was sent to the Prosecutor General's office for prosecution months ago. Wow, this is a very interesting story. You know, we don't know what exactly happened and we're still waiting for answers, but is it a case of where a police officer, you know, took advantage of their position to get away with maybe allegedly committing a crime, or there's not that much to look into it? You know, it's quite interesting.
All right, now getting into the next of our top stories. Reacting to President Hage Geingob's New Year's statement in which the head of state indicated that Namibia has taken a better shape, political commentator Ndumba Khwamanya has described it as mere of a political statement which is not backed by evidence. Khwamanya said that with the soaring economic situation, high levels of poverty and the high youth unemployment rate, which stands at over 40%, one cannot claim that the country is taking better shape. He further added that the much talked about green hydrogen project and the recent onshore and offshore oil discoveries are projects which will materialize when President Geingob is out of office, and there remains uncertainty if they will become a reality. The US quoted as saying, on the issue of Namibia being in better shape, I have a mixed reaction because I don't think all the projects, in particular the oil discovery, green hydrogen, will materialize in his term. Those are very long-term responsibilities. Khwamanya added, we don't know if they will benefit Namibians or not. The unemployment rate remains high. This is not a better Namibia. The economy and things that are just soaring, and that is not a better Namibia. If a miracle happens before he leaves office, then he can say Namibia is in better shape. I don't see the evidence that the Namibian House has been turned into a positive shape. Maybe he should justify it with evidence, but for now, that remains just a political statement. These were all Khwamanya's words. Over the past years, the government has been creating thousands of employment through the Namibian Police, the Namibia Defence Force and the Namibia Correctional Services. However, Khwamanya said that these are not sectors the government should prioritize to address the issue of unemployment facing the country. Khwamanya said that Namibia needs to be industrialized, hence proper job opportunities need to be created for statements of Namibia to take better shape to be made.
Oh, I mean, I hope 2024 will usher in, you know, new opportunities for people, and then we can stop singing this song of unemployment, because it's a song that we've been singing for the past however many years it has been. Now, moving on, in our Story of the Day segment, we take a look at the Glow Beach Party. Do stay with Sunset News.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
Getting into our story of the day, the Glow Beach Party, a first of its kind for Namibia, took place on New Year's Eve at the Yacht Club. Let's take a look.
So how's it going this evening?
Oh, it's actually going wonderful. Place is pumping, people are packed, people are still coming in hordes.
Okay, since what time was it?
The Glow Festival has been open since 6 o'clock, so we're going from 6 until 2 tomorrow morning.
Until 2?
Until
Oh, wow.
2 tomorrow morning.
Okay, so what are the expectations?
Oh, high, but expectations has already been met. Preparations took long. People have been busy organizing, but as you guys can see, the lights are going, people are pumping, people are glowing, people are enjoying themselves.
So hoeveel mense dink jy is hier?
Ons skat nou dwars oor die 1000 van net by die hek alleen het ons vandag 700 kaartjies verkoop.
Ooh, that's massive.
Yeah, man.
And what do you have to say, man?
Oh, I will just invite the people to come through, man. It's close to the waters. It's here by the Yacht Club. So the scenery is nice, the vibes is nice, music is pumping, DJs are packed. You guys can come through, man.
Yeah, I think it's a great event for Walvis Bay because a lot of tourists are around and they're also part of the event, so which is a great thing. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, we started this last year as a trial. The club enjoyed it so much and they asked us to do it again for the Old Year's Eve, New Year's Eve, and then this year we just started, we got this new trend of glowing the whole beach for the first time, and it's the first time for Namibia. So it's a glow in the dark party.
Well, Glenora, you've been saying since last week that you have beef that you're not on the coast for this
I
holiday.
am very sad that I did not get to go to the coast.
I mean,
But-
the glow in the dark party definitely.
And the
was
first of its
interesting.
kind in Namibia. I mean, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah,
I like
I
the
mean,
initiative that
We used to have like color runs and things like that, but never really like a glow in the dark.
exactly. Yeah, the color stuff. I think I've seen like
Yes.
some festivals in Windhoek that had that, and it was amazing. But the glow in the dark, wow!
That was-
And at the beach, I mean, but there are some concerns. I think someone. I don't know who, I stand to be corrected, but they were talking about how like the beaches are not so clean, and
Oh.
so they were imploring the community that lives around the beach to come and clean the beaches. So I'm just saying for party goers out there that we need to also be responsible to the environment, and also for the event organizers to have measures in place to, you know, we use the space, but then after that it's also cleaned.
And you know what? Because it is on the beach, it is quite dangerous because sometimes most of these things just get washed away
Exactly.
to the sea.
The plastic
so-
cups and the
Exactly.
etc.
So honestly speaking, I mean, the coast was a very festive place. So many people traveled to the coast. So I can understand why people were saying that the beaches were dirty. So honestly speaking, if people are going to party, we've been saying this message. Please party responsibly, not just in terms of drinking, but also still taking care of the environment because this is our home for many years to come. Now, according
For the generations to come
for
as
the
well.
generations to come as well. Now, according to Economic News, Namibia faces financial isolation from EU banks. We dive into the full story after the break.
Neo Paints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neo Paints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neo Paints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
And now for economic news. After refusing to sign a new 20-year partnership European Union agreement with the Organization of African, Caribbean and Pacific States, the Samoa Agreement, Namibia now faces financial isolation from certain European investment banks. This was confirmed in early December 2023 by Policy Officer and Directorate General for External Policies of the Union, European Parliament Jürgen Aschmetat in Brussels. According to Aschmetat, certain loans and grants under European investment banks are only granted to countries that have signed agreements like this. Financial implications for not signing the agreement can be quite strong. All the funds and loans which are provided by European investment banks only work under the new agreement. So countries who don't sign this agreement won't be able to benefit from these loans, he said. He added that the EU hoped that more countries would sign the agreement by the end of 2023, as some holds have been said to be related to technical issues. The agreement, which is a framework used to guide free trade between EU member states and 79 African, Caribbean and Pacific countries, came into effect starting the new year. Last year, Deputy Prime Minister Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah announced Namibia's position on the agreement of the National Assembly and said the document in its current form was flawed. A decision was taken that the government of the Republic of Namibia will not sign the new partnership agreement between the OACPS and the member states of the EU and the EU Commission in its current form, she said. Namibia was to sign during November 2023, but Nandi-Ndaitwah said some issues were not in line with the Namibian constitution and international relations and cooperation policy.
All right, let's take a look at our financial indicators. The Namibian dollar trades against the British pound at 23.37, against the euro at 20.25, against the US dollar at 18.36, 2 Namibian dollars and 57 cents gets you 1 Chinese yuan. On the commodities market, gold and Brent crude oil went up while platinum and copper went down. Brent crude oil trading at 1.47%, going for $78 per barrel.
In international news after the break, landlocked Ethiopia signs pact to use Somaliland's Red Sea port. The full details of the story coming up right after this.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhmh.com.na.
Getting into our international news, landlocked Ethiopia signed an initial agreement with Somalia's breakaway region of Somaliland yesterday to use its Red Sea port of Berbera, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's office said. Prime Minister Ahmed and Somaliland President Muse Bihi Abdi signed the Memorandum of Understanding in the Ethiopian capital Addis Ababa, a move described by Ahmed as a starting point for our cooperation with the brotherly people of Somaliland. President Bihi Abdi said, as part of the agreement, Ethiopia would be the first country to recognize Somaliland as an independent nation in due course. The MOU paves the way to allowing Ethiopia to have commercial marine operations in the region by giving it access to a leased military base on the Red Sea. Abiy's national security advisor Redwan Hassin said. Now, Somaliland would also receive a stake in state-owned Ethiopian airline, Hassin said, without providing further details. Well, this seems like a move in the right direction, or maybe time will tell if it's a move in the right direction.
Yes. All right, after the break, Glennar Shapura brings us the weather predictions.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. play Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
Let's get into our weather predictions for tomorrow. Katima Mulilo can expect some showers with a minimum of 19 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 35 degrees Celsius. Oshakati can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 24 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 31 degrees Celsius. Hendy's Bay can expect partly cloudy conditions with a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 23 degrees Celsius. Walvis Bay can expect sunny weather with a minimum of 18 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 24 degrees Celsius.
Stick around after the break, we bring you our sports news.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
In sports news this evening, in the spirited build-up to the impending Africa Cup of Nations 2024 in Ivory Coast, Namibia's senior men's national team is gearing up for a lead-in into the tournament with a friendly match against Ghana, set to take place at the renowned Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi, Ashanti on the 8th of January 2024 at 8 p.m. The international friendly holds immense importance for both Ghana and Namibia. Confirming the friendly encounter, the Ghana Football Association said they view this fixture as an invaluable opportunity to fine-tune their strategies and test their mettle ahead of the championship. I mean, just last week we did report that the Brave Gladiators set out for the Africa Cup of Nations.
And now they're going to have a friendly on the 8th.
We are definitely excited to see how they are going to be doing. You know, Africa Cup of Nations, and
I'm actually a little bit concerned because, you know, last year we've been reporting on how, especially the sports associations have been reporting on how there's not like a lot of preparedness that goes on into the sports, especially soccer. We don't have a lot of matches, for instance, and so the players don't get, you know, practice playing with other teams. And so I really hope that we are going to do very well. I'm very happy that, you know, we qualified.
Yes.
First of all, that's a big, big deal.
I'm pretty sure all of Namibia is going to be tuning in because the Brave Gladiators do have support just as much as the Volviches do.
Exactly.
And so it's really interesting to see that we're starting to get ourselves on the map. We're doing better than most African countries, I can tell you that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And it's also a great way to usher in that patriotic spirit, to going back to, you know, the brave Namibia, you know, the brave warriors, brave gladiators. I'm just really excited. Fingers crossed. But also, let's see how it progresses. Now moving on, the Over 50s African Cup will be hosted by the Veterans Cricket Association of Namibia from the 25th to the 29th of February 2024 in Windhoek. The participating teams are Veterans Cricket Association Namibia, Veterans Cricket of South Africa, Zimbabwe Masters Cricket, and Tanzania/Zanzibar Masters Cricket. Wow, that's a great, you know, initiative. I didn't know there was an over 50s anything in terms of sports.
Well, honestly speaking, I am the worst person to comment on cricket. I have absolutely nothing to add on to that because if I'm being honest, I do love all sports codes, but for some reason, cricket and I have always had a disconnect. I can't tell you the number of times everyone has tried to explain the game to me.
Really? I'm also not that well versed in sports, but to think that there's an over 50s club out there, you know, people practicing and going through the motion of the sport, that's amazing. I mean, so meaning that we should not stop moving just because you reach a certain age, just because you're 40, you're 30, that means, oh, I'm too old for this. You know, maybe too old to compete in certain leagues, but then there's still, you know, a special league for people over a certain age. I totally respect that.
Now in the last of our stories, Max Verstappen may well become the 5th Formula One driver to win 4 world championships in a row next year, but he and Red Bull will be hard pushed to be as dominant as in 2023. Rivals, commercial rights holders, Liberty Media and millions of fans are all hoping to see more of a battle for the top of the podium when the racing starts again in Bahrain next March.
And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast.
Well, from Diana Master and Glenora Shapura, this has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.